Today I'll be discussing the implementation of an after-hours communication policy for Gencore Industries. Communication is essential in any workplace, especially when problems need to be resolved quickly. However, Gencore currently doesn't have a formal policy that defines when employees should be contacted outside of normal working hours. This creates uncertainty for employees and managers alike. Without clear expectations, employees may feel pressured to respond to messages late at night or during the personal time, which can negatively affect after-work life balance and contribute to burnout. The goal of this proposal is to create a written after-hours communication protocol that establishes clear boundaries while still allowing the company to respond rapidly to genuine emergencies. By implementing this policy, we can improve employee well-being and maintain operational efficiency. The implementation process consists of 5 major steps. First, executives will create the formal after-hours communication policy. This provides the foundation for an entire project. Next, communication guidelines will be established. These guidelines will define what constitutes an emergency, who should be contacted, and expected time response. Managers will then receive training because they're responsible enforcing the policy consistently across departments. Even the best policy won't work if managers don't understand how to apply it. After training, the protocol will be implemented company-wide. Employees will be informed of their responsibilities and any on-call requirements. Finally, the organization will monitor and evaluate how well the policy is working. This includes gathering employee feedback and making adjustments if necessary. These 5 steps ensure the policy isn't simply announced but is properly developed, communicated, and evaluated over time. One advantage of this proposal is that it requires relatively few additional resources. Human resources and IT will work together to develop the written policy and determine how communication systems will support it. Existing communication tools can be used, so the company won't need to invest in new technology. Managers will need training to learn the new procedures and understand how after-hours communication is appropriate. Employees will also need to be educated on response expectations and disconnect hours. From a budget perspective, the largest costs are likely to be staff time spent developing the policy and training employees. If certain employees are required to be on call, there may be compensation considerations depending on company practices. Overall, this is a relatively low-cost initiative that has the potential to significantly improve employee satisfaction and productivity. The implementation is designed to take place over approximately 8 weeks. During week 1, HR and IT will draft the policy and define different severity levels for after-hours situations. In week 2, the company will identify employees who participate in on-call rotations and establish clear response time expectations. Week 3 focuses on manager training and preparing employees for a transition. The policy will officially go into effect during week 4. Finally, week 5 through 8 will be used to monitor the implementation process, gather employee feedback, and determine whether adjustments are needed. Having a structured timeline makes the rollout more manageable and reduces confusion during implementation. Projected outcomes and benefits. There are several important benefits associated with implementing this policy. First, it helps reduce employee burnout by allowing employees to disconnect from work when they are off the clock. It also improves employee satisfaction and retention because workers are more likely to stay with the organizations that respect work-life boundaries. The policy strengthens operational efficiency by creating consistent communication expectations across all departments. Another benefit is reducing potential legal and compliance risks that arise when employees are expected to work outside of normal hours without clear policies in place. Finally, because the policy uses severity tiers and on-call procedures, the company can still respond quickly to legitimate emergencies without unnecessarily interrupting employees' personal times. In other words, the policy creates a balance between employee well-being and business needs. No implementation is without challenges. One potential issue is manager compliance. Managers may continue relying on informal habits and contact employees outside of established guidelines. This is why manager training and accountability measures are so important. Another challenge involves implementation itself. Developing severity tiers and coordinating on-call schedules requires cooperation between HR and IT. A phased rollout helps simplify this process. There are also operational concerns. Some employees may worry about urgent issues won't be addressed quickly enough if communication is limited after hours. The proposed solution is to establish a tiered emergency system. Routine matters can wait until business hours, while true emergencies can be directed to designated on-call personnel. By anticipating these challenges early, the company can minimize resistance and improve the likelihood of a successful rollout. After implementation, it's important to measure whether the policy is accomplishing its goals. One success metric is a reduction in non-emergency after-hours messages being sent to employees. Employee surveys can determine whether work-life balance and burnout levels have improved. Management can also track compliance routes to ensure employee and managers are following the communication protocol. Response times for urgent incidents will be monitored to confirm that emergency is still being handled effectively. Finally, the employee retention job satisfaction data will determine the long-term impact of this policy. In conclusion, Gencor Industries would benefit from implementing a formal after-hours communication policy. This proposal establishes clear expectations for employees and managers while maintaining the company's ability to respond quickly when genuine emergencies arise. The policy is inexpensive to implement, requires minimal technological changes, and can be introduced gradually over an 8-week timeline. Most importantly, it supports a healthier workplace culture by promoting work-life balance and reducing employee burnout. By clearly defining when and how employees should be contacted out of work hours, Gencor can improve communication practices, increase employee satisfaction, and maintain operational effectiveness. Thank you, and that's all.